What's up? Creepers. And the Geekers Chris. The fucking Retro Creep. How's everyone doing today? Let me just do the things I normally do, but before I normally do them, or after I should say, I normally have this shit done ahead of time. And if you'll excuse me, I would like to fuck with the algorithm with my alt account and have this playing in the background. Sorry about how late I am, everybody. All probably nobody. Oh no! Look, 2 people already wearing my glasses. Off Grid, what's going on, buddy? Off Grid Arcade is in the house, as well as Violation Entertainment. Had my yearly physical today. New doctor. My doctor retired like 2 years ago, and I've been a little. We'll just say I've been pretty fucking laxed on going to a new doctor, and then I realized that there was one here in town that everyone likes. That's within my network, so I didn't really have to do anything but swap over to him. And I met him today. This really nice Italian dude. When I say Italian, I mean legit. His accent was fucking thick. An older dude. And the moment he said the word fuck and or shit, I knew I was in the right place. I was okay with this guy giving me the old. I don't know about you, but when I get a new doctor, I always look at their hands and see what kind of knuckles I'm gonna get. This guy had real skinny skeletal bones, but his fucking knuckles were ribbed for my pleasure. I wish I had some toys to look at today, like we've been doing once a week. Maybe we'll worry. Look at that. I still have the. Well, they stole my blood. They made me bleeding. They made me blooding. Ooh, 2 points right in the garbage can. But fuck. I don't remember what I was saying. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Bears Fan Goomba. My lady left some fucking reviews on your book, by the way, last night. I'm very bad at things like that. I will absolutely put a review on those books. Next time I go into Amazon, I have it right here. I have like a little note. Like, that's the camera. And if you go this way about 4 inches, a little note. Review fucking books. It literally says that. Review fucking books. And if I peel it off, it won't stick back. I'm not fucking with that. But let's see. We got Violation and Bears fans saying hi to each other. Off Grid saying hi to everybody. Bears fan says, great video, man, yesterday. Thanks again. Yeah, you're very welcome. You know what? It's funny. I felt bad while I was making it. I'm like, there is so many fucking words in here that I probably shouldn't be saying when we're reviewing a book made for family-friendly entertainment, but I don't know. I gotta do me. And when I saw the snake milker, I was like, you know what? I gotta bring Alicott into the fold. I know what a snake milker is. I do know what a snake milker is. My daughter looked at me and she's like, do you really not know, Dad? Do you really not know? I'm like, no, I know. They take the snake and they force the fangs into a cup and it spews out the venom. And they collect the venom and they give it to various companies to, make anti-venoms. And, of course, there's medicines that can be made from it. And like the thumbnail says, apparently today is National Get Your Guitar Out Day. Which, I don't know, for me, it's every fucking day. Yeah, you fucking guy. This guy, Bears Fan Gooma, gave me the thumbs up in the old, hey. All right, I'm going to assume that you're an Italian. Here's my favorite Italian joke, Bears fan. How many Italians does it take to screw in a light bulb? How many Italians does it take to screw in a light bulb? I'll give you guys a minute. Don't look it up. Don't be fucking lazy. But turns out I haven't heard from my landlord in a couple days. Like, I haven't seen him. I haven't heard him. Their living room's downstairs. I think we briefed on this yesterday in my stream. I can usually hear him call. He's an older gentleman. He's in his late 70s. He's a really nice guy, and I worry about him because he's got the blood sugar, and he's overweight, and he's a big fucking dude, too. He's a fucking monster. If I were to have ever come up with a film, I would put him in there as like my Leatherface character. He's just a big fucking dude. And I noticed his mail's starting to fucking pile up, and I haven't seen him coming in or out. They usually go out to eat a couple times a day, him and his girlfriend. But I haven't seen any activity or heard them or anything. So I texted him yesterday, and I was like, "Look, dude, if I don't hear back from you tomorrow, I'm gonna call the cops, and we're gonna do a welfare check on you. If I have to kick in your door, I'm gonna do it." But I remembered I knew somebody in healthcare. I'm not gonna say who because this is a little unethical. But I had them search him up. And it turns out he is in the hospital. He had another stroke. He's had a couple this over the past year. And I'm afraid that he's probably not coming home. So it's like, it's us and him. That's it. It's what we call a double-decker. If you had a 3-family home, it's a triple-decker. All right? Yeah, I live in that triple-decker down on fucking Elm Street. But I'm pretty worried about it. I know we had a kind of a bummer topic yesterday. I got a little fucking emotional about all my buddies from childhood dying. But it's going to be interesting because he has a reverse mortgage. So I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with this guy. I just know we're going to be rent-free for a while, I guess. I don't know. Massachusetts is actually pretty easy to hang out in a place if you don't want to pay. We would never do that. That's unethical, but if it turns out a bank just wants us out so they can rip the house down and do something, I'm going to make it as fucking impossible as possible. Impossible as possible. And he's always told me, if I ever come home from the hospital, all those tools and everything downstairs are all yours. Just take them. Just take them. Don't let my fucking family get a hold of any of that shit. All right. Oof. That sucks. Hope he pulls through. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Bears fan says, Dad's Italian, Mom is Sicilian. Oh, she's the big one, huh? The big one. What do I mean the big one? She's the legit one. I mean, fucking, yeah, Sicilians are the real deal. All right, so I asked the question again. How many Italians does it take to screw in a light bulb? And the answer is 0. Why? Because they're too busy talking about how good the fucking old one was. That fucking light bulb! There won't ever be a light bulb like that fucking thing. Oh my God, forget this new one. That old one. Today is pick up your guitar day, and I figure since there was nobody else home in the house, I have the fucking amp up. And I actually need some of you guys' help with a song. It's a song, and I believe it's from Death Clock. I think it's from Apocalyptico, whatever the fuck that show is called. And I know it's not Arise, and I know it's not the coffee jingle. But there's a riff, and it's funny. I play it all the time as kind of a warm-up. Well, I used to anyway. But Trogley of Trogley's Guitar sometimes plays it. And last night he did a review of the new Epiphone 80s Explorer in white, which I would kill to get my hands on. They're like $900. And they're sold out everywhere. And I figure once I have income, I can go through Zounds because I can do payments, monthly payments. But long story short, he finally did a review of it. He's normally a higher-end Gibson guy, but he loves doing the Epiphones, too. And he played that, and I'm like, oh, yeah, so last night I'm all... I fucked it all up all over again. But if you guys need switch locations, working remote. Oh. All right, man. We'll see you when you get back, brother. But the riff goes... I missed a few notes here and there. I've got a flat pick. I should go over there and get a fresh one. No, that one's not any better. And then it ends up with a... It's like a weird run. It's literally just 4 notes. Well, technically 5 if you count the open. The open E and the open A. It's like a step, you know. You go back one note and then go forward. Back one note, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I don't know, but either way, the main riff goes. No, it doesn't go like that. That's it, right there. That's fucking hard to do, because you go from... But it's after... It's like the fingers don't naturally fall there. It's pretty cool shit. Pretty cool riff. But if anyone can fucking tell me what the name of that fucking song is, it's been driving me nuts since last night. And my daughters, they were like, all right, Dad, can you play a different riff? I'm like, this is how you practice. This is how you get gooder. This is how you get the goodest at something, you know what I mean? And I want to be the goodest. I want to be the goodest little boy at playing riffs. I don't even know the song. But I'm pretty fucking sure that was Death Clock. We got the 1986 Kramer, the ST600 Striker. Great movie. You know what? I have Yngwie Malmsteen's pick here. I'm not even joking. It was one caught at the Marquee a bunch of years ago of a kid I knew. This thing is about as thick as my ass. I mean, it's easily double, if not triple, what I usually use. I try to stay in that 70 to 73 mil, or point, I should say. Tipper Gore, are you talking about the fucking... Are you talking about the chick that tried to fucking censor music back in the day? No, that's Pat Buchanan. Who's Tipper Gore? Wasn't it the wife of, what's his name? Either way, I have no idea what you're asking. I apologize, Violation Entertainment. Tipper Gore. I have no idea what you're asking me there. And I apologize for that. That's one of those runs where it's like... There's a lot of famous songs that use that kind of that fingering. It's a power chord with the, you know, a little bit of the old pinky action. A song that you might know. Or, of course, more famously, I keep forgetting. I have scalped frets, so sometimes it's a little tough to get the note. I mean, when you're bending, when you're doing that Pink Floyd shit, it's great for it. But sounds like metal band though. Okay, so Tipper Gore, we're making fun of the fucking the political wife of Al Gore, correct? I believe so. But then again, I mean, you're in Australia, so you might not even know who the fuck I'm talking about. Tipper Gore. I'm not even going to look it up. But, yeah, I don't know. I had a physical today, and I'm not going to lie to you. I went in there nervous as fuck. And I knew I was what they call establishing care or reestablishing care. So it meant like some of basically I haven't really been doing well with my blood sugar and my weight and all that shit. Yes, the PMRC. Okay, it's exactly what I thought you were talking about. Fuck Typical. Fuck her. She had nothing to do. So what did she do? She came after my metal. She came in, but you know what? Didn't work. They put a little sticker on the front of a fucking CD that said, parental guidance suggested, this may corrupt your children. Actually, just explicit, whatever. And that just made us fucking buy more of them. So fuck her. D. Snyder, yeah. D. Snyder is a smart fucking dude. And I remember watching those hearings. And I loved the fact that he just showed up in fucked up jeans and like a t-shirt. He didn't give a fuck. But yet he out-intellectualized every one of those fucks. It was awesome. It was awesome. You know what? Alan, you're in the fucking house now. You know exactly. You're very smart when it comes to a lot of things. What is the name of this song? I think it's Death Clock. I mean, I guess I could play it and ask ChatGPT, or I prefer Gemini, but I don't know. But if you know what song that is, you're a very knowledgeable individual. The PMRC, yeah, I remember them. I remember those cocksuckers. And yes, Tipper Gore is Al Gore's wife. She led the push for labels on music. Yeah, oh, I remember. My dad was a minister, although he was really rad about it, you know. And as we all did, grew up during the Satanic Panic. And my dad, we had a Christian bookstore downtown that you could rent fucking DVDs and stuff from, or cassettes, you know. And he would always bring home this one called Hell's Bells, The Dangers of Rock and Roll. And whenever, like, Geraldo would have his special, I remember Ozzy was on that one. Say, oh, I feel persecuted, actually. I don't feel responsible. I don't want anyone to die. I feel persecuted. And Geraldo was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Let's go over to this guy over here. And Ozzy was just like, I've been sitting here for hours, mate. He didn't really say that. And that's all I got was 4 words. Oh my God, cops were putting out, there's videos you can find online. I have Tourette's of the guitar. I apologize. I'll put the pick down for a second. But, fuck, we're talking about Tipper Gore, we're talking about Satanic Panic, we're talking about Hell's Bells, Geraldo. Oh, the police videos. There are actually police videos out there that you can watch training cops on how to detect satanic worship and satanic-related crimes. They are grilling Pam Bondi on Capitol Hill right now. I like when those fucks get grilled. The hearings where D. Schneider talked to Congress. Yeah, that was great. We already saw that. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to try to stay away from politics as much as I can on this channel, but since we're talking old politics, fuck it, right? It's a weird chord. Welcome to my nightmare. I think you're gonna like it. The dreaded bee. metal. Metal up your fanny. I got something in my fanny today. You guys want me to play any games, or do you want me to just sit here and hang and talk and just play guitar? Like I said, I'm late because of my doctor's appointment. It was at 12:30. I got there at like noon. And I walked in, the fucking place was empty. They brought me back almost right away. Started doing all the things. And then the doctor came in. Had a really great conversation with him. Really nice guy. His wife's a psych doctor. And I was talking to him about this one place I was in. They call it a CCS. It's a Community Crisis Stabilization Bed. It's basically, if you have mental health, right? If you have mental health concerns, but you're not quite at the point where you want to punch your ticket, it's a place to go. It's not locked down. It's all voluntary. You go there. It's a bed. There's nurses and medication stuff there, too. And it's like being in the hospital, but you get a bunch of roommates, and it's not really a hospital. They still do like the fucking groups and all that fucking, I don't want to say stupid shit, because a lot of them can actually be very beneficial. The more knowledge you have, you know, the more you know, and half the battle, and all those fucking words, man. But he didn't know what that was, so he called her. And he's like, honey, and like I said, he's straight off the fucking boot. And she explained it to him. He looked at me and goes, oh, good. They didn't think you were in danger. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, you know, I'm always dangerous. To my blood sugar. I'm dangerous to a fucking cake. Let's see. Hey, Retro. Do smoke on the water. Oh, my God. Nope. That's not smoking the water. That's so that the YouTube fucking devil doesn't come by and go, oh, copyright. Violation Entertainment says, should have taken your ET finger to the clinic. That's not a finger. No, I'm doing that. Oh my God. I gotta wait a year though. I mean, I'm going back in 3 months. Because we played around my meds a little bit, and of course I got to exercise and stuff again. I got something fun we can do. There was this dude who frequents my channel that has videos, and they tagged me in it. So I went through a whole bunch of their videos, and I'm trying to think if I can remember the fucking YouTube channel name. I was actually going to make a video about it. But they do a lot of AI stuff using other YouTubers. And there is one of me. I'm the thumbnail. And he got me a little too fat. I'm heavy, but I'm not like a fat bastard. I call myself fat, but like my legs and my arms and everything are pretty lean. It's just I have a gut and a little bit of moobs. Not really. I don't really have tits. I don't really have big tits at all. But the Forbidden Song and Guitar Shops. Yeah, there's a couple of them. Dr. E.T., proctologist. I fucking wish I had thought of that. Because my next appointment is just going to be, okay, did you say you're going to do what you're going to do? Are you taking your meds? Are you eating better? Are you fucking walking? But, hey, Megantron, thanks for popping in. Hello there. Hello. Now that we got all the doctor sticking their finger up my butt stuff over, there's a lady in the house. Don't say fuck. Or cunt. Don't say any of those words. I'm just fucking with you. Thanks for popping in. It's rare that I actually have somebody of the female persuasion that actually gives a fuck enough to hang out with me. So I genuinely appreciate it. Nor do I care who's here. I'll be honest with you. But, oh, man. What is the... You know what? I am going to do something. I can't see the chat right now. So give me a moment. Actually, I know exactly how to figure it out. We'll watch the video. I'll give this guy a fucking plug. I'll give this guy a plug while we're fucking watching a funny video making fun of me. Or celebrating me, I don't know. I thought it was fucking funny. I thought it was funny. Somebody in the comments time-stamped when it starts with me, and they're like, oh my god, that was so perfect. So give me a minute to go through my fucking watch history here. And I'll pull it up. God damn, I watch a lot of guitar videos. There we go. Chudley McMuffin. Chudley McMuffins. Alright, this is where we're going to leave it. Let me switch over this thing. Again, guys, I can't really see. I guess I can see the chat over here on my phone. I can't really see the chat very well. But, let me do this. Let me move this over here. Let me do this. You never know what you're going to get with me, right? First of all, I like it already. Maybe fucking inappropriate for your mom's fucking whatever. I understand and wish to proceed. So I don't care about any of this. I don't know who this guy is, but we're going to go right to here. Oh, no, go back. There we go. That's not me. Fuck yeah, look at that dude. As a matter of fact, you know what's funny about this picture here? When I moved here, back to Boston, I had almost that exact fucking hat. And if you look at the picture of me holding the controller, my old Atari Creep fucking logo that I've had for 14 years, I had that very hat on in that. But I don't know what this bowl combat is. I have no idea, nor do I care enough unless dude comes in. He comes in often and wants to explain it to me. But look at this. What the fuck is that? What am I going to do with it? Where's that going to go, sir? I don't know. Oh, yeah. This one right here, I don't really have issue with it before we get into words and semantics and all that shit. But I have never been this fucking fat. I have never been this fat where I got shit hanging off the side of my titty section. I've always had a gut. Actually, that's not true either. I was always a skinny, lean guy. And weirdly enough, I had my tonsils out when I was in 9th grade. And it was after that, because I couldn't eat for like over a month, nothing like serious. I gained a fuck ton of weight after that, because I lost a ton. And I guess my body overcompensated, and I've been fighting with it ever since. But look at what AI did to me, man. Kind of made me a little handsomer. I'd fuck him. Look how furious that dude is. Here's the one thing I'm really appreciative of. Can you tell me what it is? That one doesn't quite look like me. I know. You could tell it's supposed to be me, especially with the fucking chin whiskers. And this looks right. There's just something in the eyes. It actually reminds me of a kid named Jared I used to hang out with quite a bit. But got the hat. That right there is pretty much what I look like now. I'm not going to lie. Take away some of the, this. My shit hangs over, but my legs are nice and lean, and my arms are nice and fucking thick. But this right here, honestly, if you were to confront me right now, it would look similar to this. Like this button right here, I'm sure you can see me pointing at it, has the hottest job in the whole state. But I never had a big fucking Santa Claus buckle like that. Nor did I ever carry a piece inside the joint, but, I mean, this is AI. But this is actually a really good depiction of me. I don't know who the fuck Tons of Fun over here is. But I'm going to give it a like. I'm surprised I didn't like it already. Look at those punches. And what is this? Is this a goblet? Is that the Holy Grail? And then, of course, he goes into post style, and he does all kinds of really fun stuff. I don't know if any of that's supposed to be funny, or if they're doing it to make fun. I don't know Chudley very, very, very well. I know them enough. They've been around, but I hope you guys got some enjoyment from that. Nice buckle, right? I feel like Santa Claus. I think he's from Boston. Who, Chudley or me? I'm from Boston. I was born and raised here. Uh-oh, I hear a coughing child, which means there's a child coming in. All right, let me fix the screen. Oh, you're already home?
Yeah.
When the fuck did you sneak in?
1 o'clock?
Was I here?
Nope.
So you heard me come home, use the bathroom.
Yep. I expect you to take a shit.
Well, I did have a knuckle. I did have a knuckle in my buster.
Hi, friends.
You just come say hi.
I don't want my face.
Oh, please, how many times have you been in my streams? Get the fuck out of here.
Hi, friends.
She'll be 18 in a couple of months. I can swear around her, all right? So anyone who wants to be like, you shouldn't talk like that around your children. Fuck you.
I'm boo-ho. I'm fine. Hi, Sue.
Oh, so did you hear what I was saying about Peter then?
No.
It turns out he had another stroke.
You're kidding.
Yeah, and he's been admitted in the hospital for the past couple of days. Literally exactly how long I haven't been hearing him. So, well, let's just pray and hope that he's doing all right.
He had another one?
What?
Wait, did he have a stroke before?
Yeah, during the summer he had 2. That's why he doesn't drive right now. That's why Helen's been driving for him.
So...
He lost his license because of the stroke.
Has Helen been downstairs?
No, I think she got picked up by her son. I don't think anyone's downstairs. I knocked on the door for the past 2 days to make sure, I was actually about to either call the cops or kick in the door until I found out he was in the hospital.
I also thought about that as I was coming in too.
Yeah.
But I noticed that the mail was picked up.
Okay. All right. Well, let me jump into this.
I just came up the gate there. Came out to grab my charger, and then I'm retreating back to my room to lay down.
Okay. I hope you feel better. Sounds like you're rough again. Inferno 224 is waving. I believe at you. Did you see the video I was just playing? She's got her headphones on now. That's code for fuck you. I don't want to listen to you. Did you see the video I just watched of me? Someone used AI to do representations of me as my former correction officer. So.
Oh, you showed me that like a week ago.
Okay, all right, whatever. Go the fuck lay down then. Fucking sass over here. Fucking hot smoke and sassafras. Everything shall come to pass. That's a band called the Bubble Puppy from the late 60s. I fucking love them. Psychedelic stuff, obviously. Hot smoke and sassafras. But yeah, Chudley, if you ever watched the replay of this, I just want to let you know I appreciated that, whether it was in good spirits or not. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. I keep looking down to see if I'm getting any messages. I'm waiting on a text from somebody. Actually, for my buddy that we talked about yesterday, I just recently found out I had cancer. While I was sitting at the doctor's office waiting to go in, I got there a few minutes early. I messaged him. I just reached out and said, hey, I know it's been a little bit, but, love you, bro. I ain't got shit. I would normally say, if there's anything you need, but I don't have anything to offer except for I'll pray for you if you need to talk. I don't even have a fucking car. We share a car now. Mine went kaplooey and haven't recovered since. Yeah, it's a weird day, man. But I will say we had a wicked good chat last night, or yesterday. And I'm fucking grateful for it. I'm really grateful for it. Because I left the chat so much better than I jumped in yesterday. So that's another thing I want to do is thank you guys. I apologize for today being another lazy one. I'll try to think of a really cool toy line like we did. We've done a Viewmaster. We did what the fuck did we do the week before? ET stuff. And one week we did something else. I'm trying to do at least one of everything a week now. Try to do some kind of a Howard, what's going on, buddy? Maybe you might know what this song is. I'll play the riff again here in a minute. But I can't pinpoint what the song is. I have a feeling it's from Death Clock. Speaking of E.T., I had to bring this guy back out for repair. This is a custom He-T that I had made a long time ago. He even has the finger, the ouch. Ouch. That I stole from a NECA figure. I have a NECA ET, but I'm not going to swap out the hands and all that shit. And the head was something I 3D printed a long time ago. I had a file for a really nice model, and I scaled it down to what I thought was going to be Masters of the Universe scale, and it turned out to work out just perfectly, you know. Fixed the legs. We're good to go. And of course, I have this guy I've been working on. I need to finish him. It's a He T800 made from a mecha neck. A mecha neck. I was all fucked up. And of course, I got my Skibidi toilet mech. This is actually something I made a long time ago. Some of you guys might recognize the Skull R2 body thing. It's a figure I'd made years ago, and I had a whole bunch of miscasts. Like the bottom of this one had a bunch of bubbles on it. So I just had it laying around, and I just got bored and just made this one day. It just so happened he fit inside this fucking Dollar Tree toilet. I've been really getting into Skibidi toilet. And at least the figures. I got a whole bunch of them on top of Alucard's tank. And we've been having like little... Over on the TikToks, I've been doing like little storylines with my figures and stuff. It's been pretty fun. Having a good time, man. All right, Howard, let me play the riff one more time. Well, I'll probably play it a few more times today, but let me know if you know what this fucking song is, because it's driving me nuts. I keep missing notes. It doesn't really fall on the fingers very well either. Something like that, but the main riff is... It actually sounds like the end of a song, really. Like the song's getting ready to go, da-da! You know, it's all over, go home. We're going to go party now. I got the same T800. I collect those. The from Canada, 1991. I have a bag full of them. I'm army building those guys. Thunder Horse! Oh my God! Oh, Thunder Horse. I believe you are correct, sir. I believe you are correct. One person thought it was Arise or Awaken. I can't remember the name. But I'm like, no, it wasn't that. It's very similar. They have a... or something like that, you know? I don't know. I'll send you the link. Oh, you don't have to send me the link, dude. I'll find it. Don't worry about it. But am I right? It's near the end of the song, right? It's building up to the big finale. It's not the main riff, is it? That doesn't sound like a main riff to me. But if it is, it is. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And that's all it can ever be. Megatron says, so... I have to learn how to play the Long Cold Woman intro, Hollis, because my guitar player couldn't get it down. That fuck. No, just kidding. It's always good to learn new stuff, you know? Same T800 with a little face hugger on them. The complicated relationship. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Howard, I appreciate it, man. I mean, you can still send it if you'd like. That's no problem at all. I can find it. It's not a big problem. There was this really cool video. Guitar World magazine for a little while played around with throwing CD-ROMs in the magazines that had the video of some of the lessons that were in there. And when Metalocalypse was fucking huge, they had Squigoff, whatever the fuck that weirdo's name was, do a guitar lesson on how to play the Duncan Hines jingle solo. Or Duncan Hills, or whatever it was. But as the cartoon character, and it was so funny. Every few minutes he's like, oh, I got to go throws up. Oh, I got to go throws up. You can't sweep. Wash the shame off of you. And some kick-ass linking riffs. Well, it starts with dual leads. Oh, okay. I mean, I've heard the song, but I never really got into Metalocalypse. I know a lot of people, what, really? Yeah, I don't know. Howard plays, absolutely Howard plays. Oh, you know what, I won't, you didn't hear that. Howard can answer that question. Oh. Why do you have a binky attached to your shirt?
Because I'm changing but I need a bandage.
Oh. Okay. Wow, that's a high pitched. And then it's well, no, this ain't the next riff, but what just played in my head. I don't know. I love that song. If you guys can name it, I'll give you a virtual cookie. And my little rubber ducky will give you a kiss. We'll give you a little smoochers. So if you can name that song, you know. Oh, I can't play tonight. No, it's... I don't know. I love it when he does that. I fucking love it. It's better than sex. I'm serious. Even good sex. Hey, Megatron, I started playing one back in 1985. It's right around the same time I did. Recently, I have been playing much. I need to get back to it. Yeah, dude, we need to see them Facebook videos of you jamming out. I miss them. I would love meeting fellow guitarists. What state do you live in, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to answer, but Megantron. I would love to find a couple of cats locally to jam with, but, you know, I don't know. That's that whole going outside thing. Megantron says, "Ha, nice, Howard. I've been playing since the mid-'80s myself. I fell into bass guitar eventually, but I still love to pick up my 6-string and goofing off. I wish I still had my Ibanez EX series. I'm actually looking at EX series guitars right now. There was a guitar that Ibanez made. I think it was called the Vort. No, what was it called? It wasn't the Voyager. But basically, it was the EX thinner body, not quite RG, and it was missing this whole section right here, almost like a triangle, but flattened off right at the bridge, right at the trim. And it was HSS, and it was attached to a hair metal band guy. I can't remember. You know what? I have the Googles. I have the Oogles and the Googles. But I've always wanted one of those guitars. And there's a lot of the EX series guitars for sale around me for like $200 and under. There's one in Hull, Mass, which I really want to get my hands on. It's like $150, but Hull is like one of those places. It's not too far from me, but it's like it's a pain in the ass to get to. For me, anyway. I don't know. It's like going to Cape Cod. What a nightmare. Used to be fine. Now it's like bumping a bump of fucking hours. It's crazy. But yeah, you know what? A lot of people used to snarf at those EX series guitars. I liked them. And even the ones that were a little thicker and had the binding. There's a couple I have on reverb right now. Kind of watching them, you know. A lot of people didn't like the EX because they were cheaper. They were great guitars, man. Every time one came across my bench when I was regularly repairing and doing setups and stuff for people, my buddy had a shop here called the Music Shop, and every now and again I would jump in and help him out, you know. And I was always impressed. Ibanez has always been that kind of a brand, though. Even their inexpensive stuff, though the quality may not be the greatest of the components and everything, they always played well, and they sounded fine. I like them. Oh, on the Reb Beach guitar. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay. That's a little far for me to commute for a jam session, but if you have a band link, by all means, put it either in the comments or in the chat. Plug your shit, yo. I'd like to hear it anyway, if you guys have recorded or made a video or anything. Mine had the cheap version of the Floyd system. Hold on, stop talking! Fuck. How far back am I behind? Hold on. I'm missing a lot here. I love Metalocalypse. It's funny shit. Yeah, I liked it when they had to go to the grocery store. They're like, we got to go see the foods library. That's awesome. I love meeting fellow. Okay, well, I'm back on track. The late 80s, mid 80s, yeah, my EX series. I have built some guitars that I'm kind of happy with, but probably need to tweak them. There's always room for more tweaking when it comes to the guitars. That's pretty much what I do. If you guys like guitar stuff, my vlog channel, The Creepy Crawl, I believe it should be linked down below. If not, it's usually at the end of my regular videos, there's 2 buttons to click on. The bottom one is usually, it'll be like right here. It's got a green logo and everything. I do a lot of guitar stuff over there, a lot of projects, a lot of playing, a lot of, not reviews, but like I just recently did, I have a Seymour Duncan P-Rail I put into an Esquire from Squire. And, God, that's getting a lot of fucking views and a lot of positive response. I'm really grateful for that. It makes me happy because I felt like it was a shit video, but everyone's like, dude, I love this format. I'm like, cool, thanks. Genuinely appreciate it. So, if you guys want to follow that shit, by all means, go ahead. I'm not fishing for subs or anything, but it'd be nice if I got a few more over there. I'm almost at 1,000. Help me break that 1,000, even if you never come back. How it says Megatron, yeah. I might be able to find it on eBay, perhaps. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, the EX series, they're not too hard to come by. Do you remember exactly which one yours was? Mine had the cheap version of the Floyd Rose system, but it jammed pretty. Yeah, those ones absolutely had. They were the equivalent of, I think, the Floyd Rose Special, but they weren't as. I mean, the Floyd Rose Special are pretty nice. for what they are. It's pot metal, and it's casted instead of it being milled from a billet. I mean, it's fine. Like the Floyd on this thing is trash. This is what they call a Floyd Rose 2, and instead of it being a locking system, you load the strings in from the back. There was a lot of Kramers in the mid '80s, the budget ones, the Striker series, that used them. And they work until they don't. And it's hard to keep it in tune. It really is. I'm probably going to just replace it with a Godo eventually, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, if you can remember which one it was, I'd like to go look at it. What finish was it and all that stuff. I just like researching guitars. Fucking guitars are my life, I like them better than women. Right, honestly. He played one of them. I think I bought it at Guitar Center. Can you play Fraggle Rock? No, actually. Although it's funny that you say that, because I had a cassette that was a bunch of Fraggle Rock songs. And one of them was a rock song. I think it was the Doozers that were playing it. And me and my buddy with this guitar would be out in this lawn fucking air guitar in the fucking song. And we had a couple of kids in the 6th and 7th grade still giving a fuck about the Fraggles. I love the Fraggles. Wimbley was my favorite. Fun Fraggle story. My sister was a big fan, and she loved Red. And I was a Wimbley kind of guy. So for Christmas one year, which is weird because my sister considerably older than me. I think she was out of high school at this point. We both got Fraggles for Christmas, but my parents mixed it. I got Red and she got Wimbley. And I'm like, can we trade? She's like, nope. Because I was a little prick. I was the youngest, and again, my siblings were considerably older than I was. So, of course, I got the baby treatment for a little while. So there was a lot of resentment there. I'm like, can we please trade? I want Wimbley. And she's like, no. You enjoy Red. I was like, fucking bitch. I love that woman. Love that woman so much. But no, I can't play Fraggle Rock. Yeah, they were cheaper. I think I bought it on sale for like $250. Got this Ampeg half stack. No shit, that's cool. That made it perfect. I ended up using Crate eventually. Right on. Bears fan Guma says, okay, back. All right, guys, shh. He's back. So Megan, did yours have binding, or was it a thinner body? Fuck, now I want to go check them out. I want to go into Reverb. Let's do a little guitar hunting. Ibanez EX. We'll just do that. I'll just do that. Alrighty then. There's one that just popped up, which is HSH in my area for a decent. Wow, these people want fucking big bucks for them. And when I say big bucks, I mean like $300 or $400 more than they fucking deserve to ask for. All right, let me switch the screen again. Let me make it so you guys can really see what I'm looking at. We'll do that. I'm going to be out of the chat for a minute. No, I'm not. I'll just bring this over here. Megan says, it was a thinner body, silver, locking nut. Took forever to tune. Yeah, that's the only thing about the Floyds. But once you get them in, they're good. They're the goodest. Do you remember which configuration? Was it HSS like this? Was it one of these bad motherfuckers? Let me make sure you guys can still see what I'm looking at. Okay. You know what, let me do this. Gosh darn it. There's one like this for sale locally. For a couple $100. Actually, I don't even think it's $200. I would love to get my hands on it. This guy wants almost $400 for this. No, I don't think so. I think you're high. But this is what I think of when I think of the EX series with a Floyd. You could buy these Floyd Roses all day long for $20 now. It's fucking crazy. but they had the Jackson style inlays instead of the shark fins or shark teeth that Ibanez were known for. But I remember when they started making brands do this. As a matter of fact, I had a Kramer that I got rid of maybe 4 or 5 months ago that I got from shopgoodwill.com for $30. I got $200 for it. That had one of these, because a lot of these Kramers have this thing on here. It says Neptune, New Jersey. So people will be like, "Oh, that's an American-made guitar," and it's like pretty much no Kramer really was. They were built by ESP overseas, and then the parts came to the States. The parts came to the States, and they assembled them here. Here we go. This fucking thing right here. I love this. I had a friend of mine that had one of these EX. These are wonderful guitars. These right here. Let me, again, make sure that it's in the screen. These are wonderful. I would absolutely love to have this. The gold hardware, the sunburst finish. I think it's not a wizard neck. I forget what kind of neck they had on these. But they weren't tilt back headstocks. They were straight pulls. Wonderful guitar. The kid who had one of these when I was in high school, he's a cop now. I even asked him, "Do you still have that? I'll buy it off you." He's like, "No, I got rid of that years ago." Like it was a shame to keep the guitar. This is also another version of the EX. This is a later one. They ended up turning these into the Geo series. They started calling them Geos, and you start seeing this exact kind of situation with a different trem, not so much recessed, but there's still a 6-screw trem, and in some cases a 2-point fulcrum. But just fun stuff, man. Just fun stuff. Just fun stuff. Let's see. There was another one I had saved. Let's see if we can find it organically. If not, I'll just. But I will. I had one of these. I had one of these when I was in Arizona. This is neck through, right? Hold on. Yeah. I paid $800 for it brand new. It had like a little ding here in the neck. And I'm like, they wanted 12. I'm like, I'll give you 800. And he's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do that." And he came back. He's like, "My boss said we could do that." This one's in fucking Germany. Not that I have a problem with Germany, but I have a problem with guitars coming from Germany because I don't want to spend that kind of money on shipping. All right. Well, I guess I'm not going to find that one. Let's go to my saved items. Let's go to my favored. I used to build these. I don't know if any of you guys know that. But I used to work for Parker Guitars when they were here in Massachusetts. I put together these pick guards. In fact, if you really look... Fuck, you can't see it. Let me do this. Oh, you know what? Let me get a body close-up. Fuck, you can't see it. There we go. You see this little button right here? We ended up doing that. All these guitars were in a warehouse. And they brought them all back so we could drill this hole and put this fucking button in there. And I can't remember what it did. I think it did something with the humbucker. But they always got stuck underneath. They picked the wrong one. So if you have one that was like this, I'm sorry. But if you have a Nightfly that doesn't have that button and has this configuration, and it was built between 96 and 98, there's a good chance, actually no, 96 I would have been responsible for putting these together. And then afterwards I became the guy who did the final assembly on the Flies and the Fly Deluxes and all that stuff. But the Nightflies, I didn't like the Flies that much. I wouldn't mind having one, but the Nightfly is where it was at. And this pickup here was a custom DiMaggio. I used to have tons of these because they would just throw them in a box if they had like a little, like the bobbin. There's wires that go through here. Every now and again, there would be like one with a bubble or something. They would put it in a box and never do anything, so I took them home. It's a custom DiMaggio. It's a cross between the Super Distortion and the Tone Zone. Wonderful pickup. And anytime I would hear somebody jamming on one of our guitars as a tester, in this room called the Nutting Room, I know, it's where they put the nut on it, the final strings, and they played it. It gave it its initial setup. And I would hear a guitar that sounded amazing. It was always a Nightfly. It was always a night fly. But, let's see. Yeah, like this one right here. I would love this guy. Oh, my God. No button. Just your piezo, your regular pickups. Have a nice day. Great guitars. Great guitars. Again, not a big fan of the Fly. I like them, but not really. Look, I got a whole lot of night flies in here. I must have been fucking high as fuck one night just hoping for a night fly or something. Where is that green one? Oh, man. I have more than this saved, don't I? In fact, that one EX I just showed you, I thought I had saved. Yeah, I guess not. Watch list. Here we go. Here we go. My bad. Yeah, here's that one we just saw. And there's a green one, too, that I thought I'd saved as well. And we were talking about that one guitar I said I want to build. Here are a couple of Ibanez EX bodies I was thinking about to perform those operations on. Oh, man. The Gary Kramers. I want one of these so bad, too. The crematorium. Look at that fucking thing. These things were big bucks when they were new. And there's a couple of models that are still big fucking bucks. But I'll get to the chat here in a second. I'm sorry, guys. It's not on my big screen anymore. But we're going to be talking about a jug that I have that I'm saving money in. And it's going to be to get something like this, an 80s Explorer. I really don't care what the finish is because I'll eventually just paint it white anyway. But I want a legit 80s Explorer. This layout without the pick guard and all that. I had a black one in high school. My dream is always to have a white one. If I had a dream guitar, it would be one of these in white. Not the new ones that are coming out. And don't get me wrong, I do want that Epiphone one just to have the idea of it. But I'm going to be using that to save up for one of those or a fucking Les Paul Standard. I could have sworn there was a green one of those, unless it's sold and it's gone. Maybe it's sold. But I had this guitar in high school too. I sold my Explorer for it. Wine red gold with the ebony fingerboard. This one here is a 94. Mine was a 92. So I had traded in my Explorer to get one of these. And it was a wicked nice guitar. A wicked nice guitar. All right, let me come back to you guys. We go all over the place with these fucking things, don't we, man? All right, let me get back to the chat here. It was a thinner body, silver, locking nut. Took forever to tune. I would say mine looked more like the maroon, but the frets had dots. Okay. That's a nice one. I have no idea which one you're talking about now. Yeah, that's a pretty nice one. Is it like a shim? What like a shim? I'm sorry, Howard. Did you hear what's happening to Discord? No. I very rarely ever use Discord for anything, really. Parker Flies. Those sounded incredible. They kind of do, I guess. They kind of do. The Kramer looks nice. I love Kramers. Now, that Gary Kramer isn't like a Kramer like you would think of with this, or even what Gibson is putting out now. Gary Kramer came out in, I think, the early 2000s or whatever. What year was that one? What year was the crematorium? If it even says it. I know you can't see it. Case number 1302. What the fuck? It doesn't say. It doesn't say what year it is. But, 94. Not the guitar, the Les Paul. That's the year I graduated high school. I just realized that. But, yeah, Gary Kramer came out and decided he wanted to build guitars again. When Guitar Hero came out and everyone was starting to get back into the shredding stuff. And he built a whole bunch of, let me pop up a different Gary Kramer guitar that you guys might find hideous. There's a guy locally that fucking in love with these. He has so many of them. All right, let's go back into this again. I'm sorry. Look at this fucking thing. Most people, when you think of Gary Kramer guitars, this is the ugly fucking thing that they think of. But my friend swears by it. He says, dude, it's so balanced. It sounds so fucking good. I'll just trust him on that one. I'll go with the crematorium. But, yeah. So, I'm going to take off. But I'm going to tell you guys a really fun... Yeah, Ebony fretboard. In the early 90s, some of the Les Paul studios came with Ebony. Some of them came with trapezoid inlays. Some came with dots. I had a black 92 or 91, which was funny because it was birthed the day before my birthday of that year. It was a March 7th, and mine's a March 8th. I'm March 8th. That one of the dance dads, my daughter, the one that you guys saw earlier, she dances. There's a school like right down the street from us on the end of our one way. And the dad was like, oh, you know how to repair guitars? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I have my old Les Paul studio from the early 90s that's been sitting in my basement, and there was a flood and all kinds of stuff. So he gave it to me to repair. And all it needed was a new switch. I mean, the paint was all fucked up. I mean, it had, there's paint missing here, and some of the nitro was peeling. So you know what I did? Honestly, I took some Scotch-Brite and hit the whole thing. Let whatever paint needed to flake off, buffed the whole thing out. And it looked fucking rad. It looked rad. Actually, you know what? I sold it on here. Let me see if we can pull up the pictures of it. And I had that for a few years. That was a fucking wicked nice guitar. But that one had ebony, but with the dot inlays. How do I get into my sold stuff? Category... listing age. I know I can get to it. But I'll tell you a real fun story about Parker guitars while I'm trying to find this. All right, how about I go into my shop? Here we go. My shop. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's in my feedback. See more. See more butts. You can't click on it. It might be too old. But when I was working for Parker Guitars, there was a blue Parker Fly. Just your regular Fly. It wasn't like a deluxe or anything like that. It was a metallic blue that they had... let me see. Is there a sold? No. Fuck, I wish I could find it. Feedback. I already did that. I guess maybe because it's so old now that it won't let me look at it. But okay, so coming back to you guys. It was in the shop. It was in the R&D room, and you could loan it out for like the weekend or something like that, so you could record, or whatever. If you wanted to try one out before buying it, you could take it. You have to sign it out. And I played it live a few times, and I recorded with it, actually. In fact, here's a song that I recorded with it. It was, I mean, it wasn't that fast, but it was a real moody, kind of ugly sounding fucking song. And the lyrics ended up being the singer had watched some dude drown. He couldn't do anything about it, Other people were trying to help the guy, and he wrote the lyrics about that. And I think the song was called Just Breathe or something like that. But long story short, I used to borrow it quite frequently to look cool. And then one day it just wasn't there. It fucking wasn't there. So I asked Ken Parker, who recently passed away, by the way. I'm like, Ken, where the fuck did the shop pig go? We call it that because everyone got their hands on it, the pig. Sexual connotations. And they said, oh, you didn't hear? I'm like, no. He goes, you remember those guitars that we had you make? Those were for Jimmy Page. We're trying to get his contract because he's done with Gibson for right now. And this is back in the late 90s. And he came into the shop to hang out with us and talk and all that. I'm like, what? Jimmy fucking Page was here and I built guitars for him? He's like, yeah, those 3. I did one with butternut, something or other on top. I mean, these tops were gorgeous. And I was wondering what it was all about, but I was their trusted guy. So they would bring me, like I built 2 guitars for Bonnie Raitt. I built a couple of guitars for a guy named Reeves that played with David Bowie. And apparently 3 guitars for Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page got some flies, and those other 2 artists had night flies. In fact, I want to say the dude Reeves, I think he had an endorsement with us. He had a black and white one, and of course Bonnie Raitt had a blue Strat, so we did a blue and white one to try to get her. But long story short, while he was in the R&D room waiting for them to bring it out and talk to him and everything, he was noodling on it, and he's like, can I buy this one off of you guys? This plays really well. And they're like, buy it? No. Jimmy Page, you can just keep it. So the fun fact is Jimmy Page owns a guitar, whether he still has it or not. I'm going to guess yes, because he's the type of guy that doesn't get rid of guitars, like ever. And, yeah, Jimmy Page owns a guitar that I've played and recorded. I've never met the guy. You know, we're not best friends or anything. I'm not taking showers with them or any of that crap. But you guys read the book Under the Bleachers by Seymour Butts? That's what we did in the bleachers. I had an English teacher that caught. He asked for a smoke, so I went to give him a cigarette, and he saw a couple of joints in my thing. He's like, I want to see you after fucking school. And he took the packs. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to jail. And we went for a walk around the football field, and he gave me all these facts about marijuana and how dangerous it is and all this shit. And he goes, as long as you know, and he lit it up, and we fucking toked it back and forth. God, I miss the 90s. When teachers didn't give a fuck. The Big Russian Yellow River by I.P. Freely. Oh, you know what? I read a book similar, but by I.P. Daly. Yep. What was the one that was in Friday the 13th? Something to the Outhouse by Willie Make It. Willie? Willie not? Willie Make It. All right, so now that we're doing childish puns, that's where I would normally be like, fuck it, I'm sticking around, but I'm going. I'm hungry. I want something to eat. I haven't eaten much today at all. Because I had some blood work to do today. And so, guys, thanks for hanging out with me again. I apologize for being on late, but I had my yearly physical, and it went well. It actually went a lot better than I thought it was going to. He said your numbers are a little high, but your blood sugar's fine-ish. So take your medicine, get out there and fucking lose a little bit more of that weight. I actually, since November, have gained like 20 pounds. So, and I don't know if you guys remember, but I was in the hospital right around that time period. Just before Thanksgiving. Mental health shit. Where I almost fucking died. They fucking poisoned me. It's crazy. It's crazy. They poisoned me. Should sue them, but I don't care. Megatron says, gotta say, I grew up on hair bands and metal from back in the day. One of my favorite guitar players is Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold. Right on, man. Right on. I used to beat up the hair metal guys, or get beat up. Can't sit there and say I won every single fucking throwdown. In fact, I'd say it's pretty even, to be honest with you. But I was a thrash guy. I was the guy that would fucking cut the tassels off of the jackets of the poison pukes. I respect it a lot more now. In fact, I got beat up by a bunch of my friends. I know I said I was going to leave, but we keep talking about things that I want to talk about when you talk about them. So, you know, like David Gilmour says, all we need to do is keep talking. Fuck, what were we talking about? Oh, hair bands and stuff. There was this girl named Sarah in the town adjacent to me. I met her at the carnival that used to come to town during the April school vacation. And I really wanted to be with this young lady, physically. And she called me up. She's like, I got tickets to go see Poison and Tesla. You want to go? We get a limo. We're going to have wine coolers. And it's going to be great. I'm fucking like, do I really want to get in this chick's pants enough to go see fucking Poison? So I did. I went. It was me, her, 3 of her friends, all chicks, a bunch of wine coolers, a limo driver who was cool as fuck. Needless to say, I didn't get any that day, but it didn't matter. I thought I had a good time. We went to this place called Great Woods. One of those outside places. They have stadium seating and then a grassy section. The lawn, as we call it. And this kid named Jason Camerata saw me. Maybe I shouldn't have said his name. Fuck him. Who cares? Saw me there. And he's like, I'm fucking telling everybody. I'm like, you keep your fucking mouth shut, Jay. I'm fucking telling there. Oleg's going to know. Oleg's dead now. Gerald's going to know. He's got cancer now. All these people are going to know you went to a fucking Poison concert. And I'm like, motherfucker. Sure as shit, he didn't care if I beat him up or not. He was like, I saw him at Poison. He was at Poison. And I'm not the type to lie. So I'm like, yeah, but I went because I thought I was going to get some, all right? My buddies, they were razzing me, pushing me around, poking at me. One of them was like, let's go get you a fucking Winger shirt, you fucking poser. Remember that, poser? And then finally it was just like, fuck you. And then like 3 of them just jumped me. Fucking assholes. But that's all right, because I love them. And they loved me back. All right, let me finish reading whatever's on here. Great stream, Retro Geek. That was fun. Everything from Motley Crue to Firehouse and Night... you're speaking the anti-language of my world. Although I secretly did like a lot of the earlier Motley Crue stuff. And Dr. Feelgood was a great album. I really respect Mick Mars. I think he's a fantastic guitar player. You know, I know Motley Crue kind of like was part of that new renaissance of the hairband stuff. You know, the leather and the fucking hair and the makeup and all that crap. And I think that's what it was really about. I fucking hated that. I hated that these dudes looked like my girlfriends, you know? Maybe it made me a little confused, but good. But, I don't know. There was just something about that poppy kind of skinny, bop, bop. You know, I don't know. I couldn't get into it. Megadeth, Metallica, and the mainstream stuff. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with Crew or Firehouse or Night Ranger. I just didn't like it back then. Megan Death. Yes! Yes! I didn't see that. Nice. CC, pick up that guitar and talk to me. That's my initials, CC. I've always wanted that skull and crossbone guitar he played in the Pour Sugar on Me. In fact, all of his BC Rich guitars in that video fucking gave me a Woodrow. Straight through the table, tipping it over. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Again, I'm sorry I was late. I got poked and prodded by my doctor today. My appointment was at 12:30, and obviously I couldn't make it back in time. But we still got something done. I'm going to try to think of a cool toy line to talk about tomorrow. We've been doing that once a week. I hope I don't run out of ideas. So if you have any ideas, leave it in the comments, down below, and I'll check them throughout the evening. Don't put it in the chat because I don't look at that afterwards. So if you're like, oh shit, Craig, I'd love for you to look at it, but it has to. Oh, Fisher Price was one of them. We did Fisher Price play sets one week, but it has to be something like that. You can't just sit there and say G.I. Joe toys. Well, I mean, I guess you could, but I never collected G.I. Joe. So either way, all right, guys, wherever in the world you are, I fucking hope you're doing wicked good. I hope you're doing well. Until next time, take care. Keep it real. Reach out to an old friend today, by the way. And bye-bye. See how they're doing.